April 8th, and we've hit our last frost date here in Arkansas. There's no frost in the 10-day forecast. We've got a few days of dry weather, so I'm planting potatoes, and it's gorgeous. So I've got some white potatoes. Despite what you will be tempted to think, these are not the roots. These are the plant starting to grow. So when you plant your potatoes, you want the majority of the eyes to be up. You could plant them like this. It would probably still grow, but it would take more energy for these to be able to grow up to get to the light, if that makes sense. So place your potatoes like this. Some people cut them and make sure that there's an eye on every slice that they plant. I don't. I just plant them like this. Okay, that's 5 pounds of white potatoes laid out. If you can see, I staggered them. Then you can fit more in a smaller space. Typically, when you read about spacing for planting seeds or plants, keep in mind that those directions are primarily for like large crops and for farmers who need to get big machinery or equipment through the rows. If you are planting in a home garden space, you can usually reduce that size. Now I will rake this straw closer, and then we've got a fresh bale of straw that I'm just gonna throw on top, and as the plants start growing, I'll add more straw to keep the potatoes buried. Our workable soil is not that deep yet, so I'm gonna try the straw method this year. I like the idea of not having to dig down in when it's time to harvest. We just have to pull back the straw and see what we've got. And this is why we need to have a fence. Shoo! No, I'm talking to these pesky ladies. Shoo! 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 Your job here is over. Thank you. Goodbye. See you next year. What I'm doing here now is putting down cardboard and some paper bags. This will be my weed suppression. This will be my walkway. But again, our soil is not built up yet, and I would normally add wood chips. I don't have wood chips, so we're using cardboard for now. We'll get this wet to hold it down. Say hi, Ian. Hi. He's getting the cardboard and straw wet so it can start to break down and not blow away. I've been moving the compost pile, and it's full of worms. We found a couple, well, at least one big grub that we fed to the chickens, and now they're scratching through it in the garden. As long as they don't touch the potatoes, we can work on that right now. Our goal is we want to fence them in. On this side where the rabbits are, we've had a big fly problem, and so we want them to have access to where the rabbits are to scratch through and eat any of the fly larvae, and to hopefully keep our fly population down, and then also to keep them out of the garden. So they're gonna have a run along this fence line, and we're gonna move our temporary fence over here to fence them in there. But we also need to move some rabbit cages. We've got to move the grow out hutch and our new mama hutch to this corner, and this is where the compost pile has been. So we got to move the compost, then move the hutches, and then get the fence in place. Woo! together. What on earth? What is going on in there? Perry, are you causing trouble? Are you being a bully? Yeah, I do think you are. Goodness. We've got some progress made on the garden. I made some trellises out of bamboo a couple days ago. They're not the most sturdy things, so I'll have to figure out a way to anchor them. But I just planted sweet pea flowers here. They're the salmon color. They're supposed to be great for attracting pollinators and even hummingbirds, so hopefully they will climb. Nothing in this row yet. But in this row here, we've got some bush zucchini and cucumbers and summer squash. And then 2 rows of beans. These are our jade bush beans, and these are the burgundy bush beans. And the potatoes that we planted over the weekend. Hey, babies. Hey, babies. And then my other trellis that I made, this is for snap peas. I've never bought the climbing type before. I've always had like the miniature or bush variety. They only would get like maybe 2 feet tall. These ones will climb, I think that said 5 feet. So made a trellis for those, planted all the way around that. And then what I'm thinking is back there at the end of the rows don't go all the way to the wood, but back there I'm going to put my tomatoes and stake them, so single stem them. And then we were hoping to expand the garden back to the fence, but this tree in our neighbor's yard has some really big roots through there, which I'm sure over time we could probably, I don't know if we could cover with compost and plant in there in the future, or if the tree would just suck all the nutrients. I'm even worried about having the garden this close to it, but I thought we could at least plant our like winter squashes or melons right along the wood or on the other side of the wood and just let them do their thing in this area over here. Oh, and the last row that I said was empty, that's where our peppers will go. And then sunflowers maybe back on the other side of the garden over there, and maybe along here. The chickens are trying to get into the coop, but everybody's in everybody's space. All along that back fence, we want to clear that bamboo and maybe plant like some willow bushes or berry bushes back there. We want to move the coop there. For now, we're going to leave the bamboo on this side because this will be our chicken run and that will provide shade for them. We moved all of our bunnies over there. So they're all together, it makes chores easier. They're in the new official chicken run, so the chickens can help keep up on the fly population. And so far we like it. Come on, little chickies. All right, let's go. Let's go. In your coop. In your coop. Go. Shoo, 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 shoo. can see it. I don't know if you can see it, kind of reflecting off the bamboo a little bit. We already did our bunny chores. Bunny chores at night are pretty much the same thing. Pellets, check waters, and check hay. Tonight I did check over babies because I didn't do that this morning. Ugh, they dumped feed. And tonight we also gave them, some of them, some pine cones to play with. Hi, Red. Hi, Red. Oh, I'm glad I came back out. This is Vivian's water. I had moved so I could move her nest box and check her babies. I am so glad I saw that, Mama. You would have been a thirsty mama. Earlier I saw I had left Lucy's cage unlocked. And good night, Daisy. Daisy does not have babies. She didn't take the last time. And there's Evie Bunny. Evie Bunny has mastitis again. So we've pulled all her babies and divided them up between Lucy and Vivian over there. Ashlyn did not take this time, so she's been rebred. I can't see Lucy in there. And then we've got Sugar Plum, Nutcracker, more babies growing. Let's see what sounds like. They're playing with the pine cone. Yep. Don't know if you can see it. Not enough light. Oh, hello, baby. Hello, baby. On top. Yeah, there we go. There's more light. I'm playing with the pine cone. There's some pine trees across the street from us that got these giant pine cones, and rabbits love to chew on them. Oh my, a welcoming committee. Hello. Hello. Let's see about these hens. It looks like they've kicked most of the babies out. Such drama at night. Who's gonna get to sleep where? That one is gingerbread. Oh, I think they are in there pecking at him. Clucky! Do not be a bully! Don't be a bully! Too dark in there to see. Get in there. Hey, love. Watching the nighttime drama of the chickens getting in the coop. Look, it's Hannah coming. They're fighting over who's gonna sleep where.
Oh, look at Gingerbread.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Look at Ginger.
Yep.
Have they been doing that?
Yeah, there were a couple of them sitting up there earlier.
What are you doing?
Well, we are losing light, and I've noticed that it's quite blurry now. So we're gonna say goodnight.
Good night.